Yo, it's Brian here today talking about the San Francisco 49ers, as always, talking about the NFL Draft 2020, the wide receiver position. A lot of you guys have been asking me for this, which wide receiver would I pick in the first round? Probably the 13th pick overall. You look at the class, it is one of the best in recent memory for wide receivers. 49ers, if they want to take advantage of this, they definitely can now, trading DeForest Buckner to the Colts in order to get that 13th overall pick. I could really see them drafting somebody with the wide receiver in that pick, the 31st overall pick. They can trade down and get some more assets with that. And that might be the plan for the 49ers. They might throw a curveball. I don't know yet, but looking like it right now with Emmanuel Sanders gone, I think they have to address the wide receiver position some way, shape, or form. We do have some guys coming back, as I keep saying, for the past couple of days. Trent Taylor, Taylor and Hurd. If they want another guy to complement Deebo Samuel pretty much full time, I think you should take one of these guys in the first round with the 13th pick overall, or they decide to trade up, trade down, whatever the scenario is. But assuming that they pick somebody with the 13th overall pick, these are the three guys that I would pick. So talking about Jerry Jeudy from Alabama, Henry Ruggs III, and CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma. The other two guys, they were from Alabama. Pretty cool, right? Anyways, going to get the video started. Should be an exciting time. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you guys do later on, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share the channel, share this content with other faithfuls. Let's get this started. 49ers receivers, NFL draft. Who would I pick with the 13th overall pick or in the first round? Before I talk about the prospects coming up in this draft, I want to talk about our current wide receiving core for this team. To be honest with you, it's a little bit suspect, a little bit shoddy after Emmanuel Sanders leaving for the New Orleans Saints. The biggest threat that we have right now is Deebo Samuel. Other than that, the other guys like Kendrick Bourne, Richie James, Trent Taylor, Jalen Hurd, those guys, they're pretty good. They're really talented, but a lot of question marks in terms of consistency, having good hands. That's the big question for me in terms of this whole wide receiving core. They're great, but they're just not consistently great all the time, and that's what I believe in. Samuel, I believe he's the only consistent guy for the 49ers. He can catch the ball. He can be a running back. He can do jet sweeps. He does everything for the 49ers. We just need to have another guy, in my opinion, to take this offense to the top, because I like everything in our roster on the offensive side of the ball. I like Jimmy Garoppolo. I like our running backs. I like George Kittle. The offensive line, they're great. But just having another guy complement Samuel, that's going to be the big key. Once the 49ers traded for Emmanuel Sanders last year, the offense clicked. They were able to go all the way to the Super Bowl because of that. I believe they need that spark right there in order to get back to the Super Bowl in 2020. Prior to Sanders' arrival, they were struggling big time. Deebo had some nice flashes, but other than that, they were struggling mightily with just Samuel pretty much leading this team as a receiver. They really need to get another guy, I believe, for this draft. 13th pick overall. Anything's possible. We'll see what happens then. But as I mentioned, the top three guys right now: Jerry Jeudy from Alabama, his teammate Henry Ruggs III from Alabama as well, CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma. Those are the three guys that are probably the top three prospects of wide receivers coming into this draft. I want to describe each guy really quickly and then pick my guys that I would pick in order from 3 to 1. All right, first let's talk about Jeudy from Alabama. He's a very popular choice for a lot of you guys in San Francisco. A lot of you guys have been putting him in the comments below. The word that I would associate with him in this whole draft process is elusiveness. I think him being able to juke guys, being able to go around players, being able to do a little artsy moves, whatever you want to call it, that's a really good character trait to have as a wide receiver. And he also has some good hands. 40-yard time, not the fastest guy in terms of wide receivers, but a respectable 4.45 that's really fast. But, you know, his teammate was a lot faster than that, and I'll talk about him in a second. But Jeudy, a really good compliment to Deebo. I think he can be a big threat in the NFL wherever he goes. It'd be nice to have him in San Francisco, but I believe he would probably be the first wide receiver taken in the first round. I don't really see the 49ers taking this guy just because we can't get this guy, but anything can happen in the draft. If he's available, I would not be opposed at all to getting this guy. Let's talk about his teammate, Henry Ruggs III, one of my favorite prospects so far in this draft. I think he's a complete package of what Kyle Shanahan looks for a wide receiver. He has speed. He has good hands. When you have those two consistencies, poses great threat for any defensive coordinator. This is the guy that Marquise Goodwin was supposed to be in San Francisco. Goodwin, he could have been this guy in terms of having great hands for the most part, being able to go down the field and catch the ball, but just injuries and personal life issues, I think that really hampered his career in San Francisco. Ruggs, I believe, drafting him with the 13th overall pick, he would be a great prospect for the 49ers. We need that deep threat guy that we sorely missed for a while now. I mean, Sanders was kind of it. Sometimes Deebo, but I just believe we need a guy consistently that go down the field with a track star, speed star guy, and Ruggs is a perfect guy for that. You look at his 40-yard time, it was a ridiculous 4.27 seconds, one of the fastest in combine history. I believe him having the speed and the good hands, that's a good combination as a wide receiver. It would be another option for me in San Francisco. Lastly, CeeDee Lamb, if I had to describe him for this whole NFL draft process, I would say yards at the catch. catch. He can be kind of like a George Kittle guy where just catches the ball like 5 yards and then just runs for another 10, 15 yards. That's a really good combination. He's another great prospect I would take in this whole NFL draft process. Having yards per catch, that's really important. West Coast offense, Kyle Shanahan, they all stress that. He would be a perfect candidate for that whole position, the 13th overall pick. I don't know. It's really tough picking these 3 guys. They all have their special character traits. They all have really good hands. Which one would I pick out of any of these guys? It's pretty tough, right? Anyways, if I was the GM, if I was in John Lynch's shoes for this whole process, if I had to go from 3 to 1, 3 I would take, but number 1 I would definitely take with the 13th overall pick, hands down. If I'm going with number 3, I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy from Alabama. Number 2, CeeDee Lamb. Number 1, Henry Ruggs III. A lot of you guys like Jeudy, but I like Ruggs just because I think he's the complete package coming into this draft. You know, as I said, I think having speed, 4.27, and good hands, that's one of the great traits of him. He can be a guy that can explode for our offense. We have everybody else. I think we just need that explosive spice to this whole Kyle Shanahan thing. I believe Ruggs is the best prospect for the 49ers coming into this draft. CeeDee Lamb, great guy as well. Yards at the catch. He can be a guy on a typical West Coast offense. That's good for him. Jeudy, I love him, but, you know, I think he's going to be gone by then. I think a lot of people are more high up on him than I am personally. Those top 3 guys, I cannot go wrong with any of them, but if I had a personal pick, if I had a personal preference coming into this draft with the 13th overall pick in the first round, I'm going to be picking Henry Ruggs III. So, yep, that's pretty much it, you guys. Please let me know what you guys think about these 3 prospects coming into the draft, or just anybody else in general. I like to hear what you guys say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow on a Wednesday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Hot boys.